Welcome back to Simplify My Life. I'm Carmen Shenk, and joining me today is Sheena Henry of Method to NOMADness. Welcome, woman.
Hello.
Now, Sheena has been in the tiny house community for a very long time. She's had a number of different tiny living situations, and so she's an expert on various kinds of things, and I think that's why this is going to be so much fun, besides the fact that she's just, really cool human. So,
Oh,
so welcome, Sheena. Tell us about the job that makes all of these traveling tiny house experiences possible.
sure. So I am a CRNA, or a certified registered nurse anesthetist. It's the long version of that. I can also be described as a nurse anesthesiologist, if that's
Okay.
easier for people. So I put people to sleep for surgery. Most importantly, wake them up. I also I also do labor epidurals for mamas having babies, and spinals for C-sections, and pain management, and all sorts of things. I kind of wear a lot of hats under that CRNA title, and I love it. It's a great thing. And I've finally found this little pocket where I am able to travel because I do job shares. So basically, I work one particular place for a total of about 3 months per year. But during the time period, I work 24/7. So right now, I'm actually off. And so 24/7 since last Friday, so 11 days now. And it's great because it allows me to go to some of these smaller, underserved communities, these community hospitals, critical access hospitals. And I'm able to bring in my training and my education to provide them with the best care possible, and also get to travel 9 months out of the year. So works out for both.
Very cool. Very cool. Tell me about your first tiny house.
So my first tiny house was an absolute disaster.
Wait, just a second.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Awful. I'll give
Not
you
the answer I was expecting. This is so funny.
It's so rarely talked about because it was such a disaster.
Okay.
But let's get to it. So my former partner and I, Ross Pennington, you guys might know him from the tiny house community. We met in anesthesia school, in grad school. And over the course of the first 3 years of our relationship, I think we moved 8 times.
Wow.
These are like stick and brick houses, cardboard boxes, not making light of PTSD, but I really did start to feel like I was getting that every time I saw a cardboard box. Like, it just brought on more stress and anxiety than I can possibly imagine. Mm-hmm. And so I threw a fit one day and I said, the next time we are moving, I'm taking a house with me. And I was like, wait a minute. Can I do that? Like, is that possible? Is that something that's out there? And so I started doing research, and at the time, Tiny House Nation, Tiny House Big Living, all of the TV shows were starting to come out. And I believe it was like the first or second season, Tiny House Hunting, I discovered a builder in Tennessee, which is my home state. That's where my whole family lives. And discovered a builder there and decided to hire them to 100% build my house. Like, I wasn't going to lift a finger. They were going to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
So long story short, the day it was delivered, I was completely confused. I was like, that is not my house. What is this? I don't understand. It was built terribly.
Oh, no.
Paid for a lot of things that were not there. The floor plan was different than the floor plan that I sent, and it was a Minim style, so it was the wider one. I bought the plans from Boneyard Studios out of DC, and I literally just gave them the construction guide, gave them the plans, and said, hey, build this.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it. It was absolutely terrible. And so for over a year, we lived in it, but they promised for over a year to fix all these things, and they never did. And then that company ended up going out of business, and they have a really bad reputation in the tiny house community. So I'm grateful we went through that, because it let me know not to give up on my tiny house dreams. Like, I still wanted a tiny. It was just not going to be with that company. And I wanted something that was going to be more mobile than that 10-foot wide. So that's when I started reaching out to other companies and seeing what was available, what was out there, who can I work with, actually reaching out to the tiny house community, people that have been doing it, to get opinions and get referrals and find out absolutely not this builder, or, oh my gosh, you're going to love this one. which is what I recommend to anybody trying to go tiny, is we'll talk to you. We'll tell you who to go to, who not to go to. Like, we're all brutally honest. None of us have a filter, I've decided. So yeah, definitely talk to people and figure out that. But I ended up going with Tiny House Chattanooga and Mike Bedsole, Tiny House Foundations. And I did a DIY assist build with him. So he did my custom tiny house trailer, my Volstruck steel framing, and all of my off-grid components, because that was way over my head. Solar, no idea. I wanted it, didn't know the difference between a volt and a watt. Just somebody do this for me. I can hover somebody between life and death with no pain or memory and wake them back up, but I cannot figure out. It's not gonna happen. So,
well, I think as far as building tiny houses, you're not alone on that one. I mean, the percentage of people who really want to dive in and do that 100% themselves is a very small percentage.
It absolutely is. Yeah, and I'm a big believer too that maybe you shouldn't do it 100% if you don't fully understand what's happening. Like, you don't want me to do plumbing either. I'm gonna be flooded. So I truly do believe in hiring the right people, find the right people to do things that are going to make you blow up or break down, because no, anything else you can do, in my opinion, but if it's going to make you blow up or break down, please. I don't want to be behind you on the road when that happens.
Yes.
So anyway, that's a really long story of how I got to be from the terrible, terrible, terrible tiny house where I almost froze to death my first winter to the great, awesome, tiny house that I designed. Went to Tiny House Foundations and Mike Bedsole and had him do the DIY assist, and then we built everything that you saw on the inside of the house. So yeah, it was great.
Well, I had no idea when I met you at the Jamboree in, I guess, 2007-ish, that you had another tiny house before that one, because that one's gorgeous.
I loved that house. I really did. It's still my dream house. I still wouldn't change the design. It was a 24-foot gooseneck with a giant glass garage door that rolled up and a deck that put down.
And this amazing kitchen. Yeah,
the kitchen was fantastic. I wanted a U-shaped big kitchen, lots of counter space. Never felt like I needed anything bigger or anything more from that point. I loved it.
So in recent years, you have gone van life route, which I guess has given you a good bit more flexibility. How does that feel after tiny house living?
It has been great. We had the first terrible tiny house, then we had the awesome tiny house that we traveled 36,000 miles over 2 years.
Wow.
And then we ended up buying a short Skoolie as well, because we're glutton for punishment for all these tiny houses.
Yeah.
So we had a short Skoolie that was called Down the Rabbit Hole, and it was twisted Alice in Wonderland themed on the inside. It had a drop bed and a full. I like to build things.
Yeah. I hear you.
All hands on us building.
We're project people, aren't we?
Yes, we are. So Ross kept that one whenever we split, and then I decided last fall that I did not want to lug around that big old tiny house by myself. I did it for about 10,000 miles by myself. But I had my big truck Norris, giant Dodge Ram 3500, huge truck. And then I had this 24-foot gooseneck, and I was solo female traveling, which is another key all in itself. Yeah. And I just decided it was too much. It was too much house for me. I know that's crazy at 200 square feet, but it really was just too much house for me. And so I went super, super crazy, and I downsized to 50 square feet. And this is probably a first for you, but I'm coming to you from my van bathroom. Yeah. So, it's 50 square feet. It's a 2017 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. It's a 144-inch wheelbase, so it's the smallest one they make.
Oh, okay.
And it's a high top, so I can stand up in here. That was a requirement. But yeah, so I started to do van life because it's a lot more mobile for me. I can literally wake up, wipe my eyes, turn the ignition, and drive down the road if I need to. There's very little prep involved. It's 100% off-grid, solar-powered and diesel-powered, no propane, no hookups needed. I've got tanks for water, for gray water and fresh water, and then I've got a composting toilet. So it's a whole lot more mobile, and the hospitals that I work for love it because they get their anesthesia provider to be in-house, but not in-house, using their resources. I am currently parked on hospital property where they made me an RV pad.
Oh my goodness.
They,
Ideal. Yeah.
yeah, they leveled out this RV pad, and they actually put in electric and water and sewer if I
Oh,
needed it,
wow.
just to try to get me to stay.
Oh my goodness.
But it works out really great. And I've done this at other facilities as well. I'll park up in the trees if they want me to. I don't care.
Yeah.
But then I feel better because I'm on call. I'm for emergencies. I'm for, the crazy stuff that happens. And if I'm there instead of in a hotel room or at an apartment down the street or whatever, I'm literally outside the parking lot. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. So it's worked out really great for my job, really great for my mobility as far as what I've been able to do. I just came off of a 26,000 mile road trip from the end of February until about a week and a half ago.
Oh, cool.
Parks, pretty much everything from Texas West we did. My goal is to make it to all 50 states and every national park I can drive to. So I'm getting there. I think.
Oh, cool.
Total I'm at somewhere in the 40s for national parks, but
Wow.
Alaska, gotta get to Hawaii and all
Yeah. We're always talking about intentional living, purpose, and contentment. It's so much fun. I put together these conversations in an online virtual summit. You can see the rest of this conversation and a whole bunch more at simplifymy.life. By the way, it's all free. That's really cool, right? Click the Learn More button when you get there, and that will show you the dates. Mark your calendar, register to save your seat, and I will see you at the summit. Don't miss a thing. This information is so exciting, and I'm so passionate about this topic because what it does is it takes us out of overwhelm into clarity and contentment and confidence, and that's really exciting for me, and that's what I want for you. So thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. Go check out simplifymy.life now and register. See you at the summit. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.